That's what I thought. That is where I thought I'd seen it 100 times. So, today we are going to take a look real quick at this. History of Pokemon. That's right, the history of Pokemon and what has Pokemon done in the past. I will say thank you to the few individuals that messaged me about ETB reprints and saying that, previous videos that I supposedly have done that I said that ETBs will never get reprinted. I do not know where that video exists because I specifically state in all of my videos, anything in modern, anything, and I'm saying it right here, right now, to anybody who has those questions, anything in modern Pokemon can be reprinted. And I'm going to show you. Rule number 1 in the history of Pokemon. Ready? Pokemon can reprint anything at any time. That's right, guys. It's right there. It's in the book. That's what we are talking about, right? That book right there specifically says exactly what I've been saying since I've been doing this channel. Pokemon International, Pokemon Company, Pokemon USA will print anything again and again and again. Why? Because Pokemon only truly cares about one thing, and you have to remember this one thing about Pokemon International Company, whatever you want to call it. They have one thing in mind, and that is, plain and simply, money and sales. They don't care about your investment. They don't care about how much of this ETB you're holding in stock, how much of this booster box you're holding in stock. They don't care. And any of the products that are coming out right here, right now, can be reprinted as many times as they want. The general conclusion is that 2 years while it's in rotation. Is 3 years out of the possibility? No. Is 10 years out of the possibility? No. They own the rights to all of it. They could print black and white today. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. All that they need to do is literally slap a contract on a thing, sign it, and off to the printer it goes, reproducing every one of your vintage Pokemon cards. The only ones that might come up as a little speculatory on whether or not they could do a direct copy, and they would never be able to because of the copyright on the bottom, would be WotC era stuff. So realistically, if you want to know that something is 100% never going to get reprinted, it must have Wizards of the Coast. It must be a WotC product from the original era of Pokemon. Other than that, nothing's safe. Now, we always make the speculation that they're never going to go back and print stuff, right? We always think that it's not going to go and do that because they have so much new stuff. They're trying to keep up with tournament play. They're trying to keep the product available for them. So, in general terms, we say 2 years of the product. Rotation from August to August is typically the time frame on which they will actually continue to print that. So you get 2 years. Like I said, it's one of those things. I get it. Evolving Skies, it sucks. It really does hurt, and that's going to lead me into the next part of this whole video today, which is going to be talking about Pokemon Stabilization, and have we gotten to that point? And it's going to be kind of interesting how this is going to go through. So, the first thing that I'm going to bring up to you guys when I go into that part of it is what a specific saying that I learned from my econ and from my grandfather, and it really does apply still today for any market. But as for reprints, guys, no video you'll ever find from me has said that these items will never get reprinted. I've actually been the complete opposite and the devil's advocate, even going up against like PokeVault and saying, no, these products are still in rotation until this date, meaning you can say they're never going to get printed right now or they're not going to be printed, but they could. And I got a lot of backlash for those videos. I'm okay with that as long as you guys understand that reprints can happen anytime, at least in the first 2 years, possibly longer, depending on the popularity of the set. There's nothing stopping that from happening. So just keep that in mind. My videos are actually to the contrary. So if you've sat there and messaged me, I hope that answers your questions. And if you can find a video where I said that ETBs will never be reprinted, please send it to me. I said they typically don't, but I never said that they will never be reprinted. So now that that's been covered, we're going to go ahead and talk about market stabilization. What has happened in the Pokemon market to show that maybe we're seeing stabilization? I'm seeing places like Alpha Investments with Rudy sitting there telling us, yeah, the Pokemon market is stabilized nicely. We're seeing some other channels talking about them stabilizing. Everything's stabilizing out. Now, how do you know that you've gotten to this point? How do you know we're not sitting on a false floor? And when I was in school, and even my grandfather running a business used to always say going through recessions, and he went through a depression, Great Depression, so he's got had some insight on this stuff. There's always a saying that he always used to say when we went into a recession or in a downward spiral on a market. He always used to say, "Dabda." Just remember Dabda at all times, and that'll give you a point of reference to be able to understand where you're at in a market. It's a great way to understand how a market lays out. So for me, I'm going to put that right here. That's right. Dabda is going to be here. And what does Dabda stand for? Now, if everybody doesn't know what this stands for, if you haven't done econ or if you have not seen very many channels when it comes down to investment, actual like market investment, things like that, Dabda stands for denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Now, this is a beautiful thing here. And it works on markets, guys. It really does. It's a fantastic option. So the first one I'm going to put on here is denial. So we're going to talk about denial first. Have we seen denial in the Pokemon market in the last 6 months? I would say pretty heavily. Especially when all these reprints came, when all this stuff started to go downhill, when the market started to shift really downward hard. We saw a lot of channels, YouTube channels, a lot of forums, a lot of people coming in going, "Nah, it's not so bad. It'll just recover here. People will come in and it'll continue to move forward. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. It'll just keep flowing like it should." You'll see. It'll rotate and it'll go to the moon, guys. We're going to see this product just take off. We're going to see it balance out, and we're going to see it go the right direction, right? Very common saying that we've heard from a lot of people, and to me, that was denial. And it's something that I've been telling you since last October, November, is, guys, there's no rush on most of these products. Celebrations was an exception, unless some major reprints happened, but Celebrations was a specialty set. If you wanted those products, you had to get on them or the price was going to go up just because of the limited print and, of course, the limited quantity available on those when it came down to it. So that was a little bit different, but most of the other products, if you haven't noticed on this channel, I've been telling you, slow your roll, guys. Just take your time. Wait it out. A lot of these things will get reprint after reprint after reprint. You know, Evolving Skies reprint. I mean, we just see it. I mean, you got Evolving Skies ETB reprints now. This is what happens, guys. And the denial was there. We saw a lot of channels talking about how this would go. So denial right here, when we put my finger in the right spot, denial right here was what we were talking about when it came down to that. So the next thing is that we see anger. I know I did. I've seen a lot of people angry on comments. A lot of the channels that were preaching how well these things were going to be going, people were going after those people. We saw people turn on other individuals in chats and also going through. You didn't see it much on YouTube videos. And I'm going to tell you why that really didn't happen. Because we censor ourselves when that happens. As a content creator, you're not going to create angry videos, right? Angry videos don't draw views. Angry videos just make people mad. And technically, a lot of times we'll have them leave your channel. We don't do those. So when it comes down to this angry right here, we don't really do that on our channels just because you're not going to see it there. But I was seeing it in the comments. I was seeing it in the forums, Discord, Instagram, all these places. We were seeing a lot of anger, right, guys? This was happening last few months. I mean, it's been pretty consistent. Next thing is bargaining. Now, bargaining, I really do like bargaining because this was a really popular one that happened right at the beginning of the year, especially. A lot of channels came out and were telling you, guys, whoa. Please stop selling your stuff. Stop, please. This will go around. This will come back. Hold on to it. This is a really bad time to buy or sell right now, right? Stop panic selling. Please don't do that. Don't sell. Don't do this. Don't do that. It was just a constant thing. Guys, now's a great time to go buy this stuff. Guys, go on, buy. Come on, go do it real quick. To me, that's always a good sign of bargaining. These channels are trying to bargain with you to stop selling your stuff or go buy more stuff because the market is going down, and the only way to really reverse that market is to go down, right? Next thing we got here is depression. Did we see a lot of people kind of get depressed? See people kind of moping around about the losses that they had. Channels been here for a long period of time through the whole boom for the last 2 years have disappeared, gone away, maybe doing one video every 2-3 weeks versus doing a video every other day or every day like we've seen before. That's been some things that we've seen. We've seen this depression of people where they've started to kind of go away, move out of the Pokemon market and kind of get that sobering realization that, hey, we screwed up and maybe we didn't make what we wanted. I know I was too late to the party or I held too long or all these kind of depressing things kind of come in play. We see it on channels talking about it, and we see these things always happening on these channels. So that's just one of those things that we did see quite a bit about 2-3 months ago, right? A lot of it. Now, the last part of it, which is the saving grace of everything, is this last one right here, which is going to be acceptance, right? When we get to the point that we accept what has happened, we accept the market for what it is. And we're seeing it on YouTube channels now, guys. We're seeing the full circle of this now, where there's the acceptance that, hey, maybe this isn't so bad. This product's okay. It'll sit here for 10, 15 years. It's not a big deal. Hopefully you didn't use needed money and it was expendable money. If it was expendable money, fine. It's no big deal. Just let it sit. The stuff will come back. The market will shift eventually and we'll be able to see stuff. It is what it is. It's a lower price, but guys, it's a great opportunity now with these lower prices to really do your shopping and try and find these things. I'm sure that's this video you're hearing a lot right now. Now, why is that important? Why is it important to get to the acceptance stage of a market? When we get to the acceptance stage in the market as a whole, when we get to that point, when we get to this little guy right here at the very bottom, that is when the market realizes that, hey, it's okay to start moving again. It's okay to start purchasing that little slab that I wanted to purchase, or purchase that ETB I've been holding out on. I've been wanting that, Rebels Clash ETB. Maybe now is a good time. The market's kind of dropped. It's cooled. It's dropped in price. It's probably not going to go much lower unless we do get a reprint of that one someplace down the road here. And these are the things that you realize in acceptance. You've accepted the market. You've accepted what's happened. You understand why it happened. And you understand where it's going to go from here. And those are the biggest things is that these 5 things are what need to happen. And my grandfather stated this left and right every time we've had a bad economy. Even with my dad in the room, and I heard it when I was going into high school and the college. Even my old economy teacher when I was in business management used to say the exact same thing. This data is gotta happen. It happens in the big markets. It happens in the world markets. It happens in bonds. It happens in collectibles. It happens in everything. If you see a sharp jump in price and market's going great and it drops, there are 5 stages, guys. It is 5 stages that are going to happen no matter what you do. And then once it happens, you can do that. Now, there's also a fast track way of doing this, and I know a lot of people don't like to see this. And we didn't really see this in the Pokemon market. We've done the slow decrease down into this where we are now. Some areas of the market have not gotten there yet. I still see some vintage areas, some older sets, even some WotC era stuff that I don't feel have gone through all 5 stages of acceptance or gotten to acceptance yet. They're not through all 5 stages, right, guys? They're only sitting at maybe that bargaining. They're still trying to tell people to stop selling these cheap slabs and get rid of, hold on to the PSA 10s and please stop selling these expensive slabs. We're still seeing that bargaining going on some of these. We're also seeing that kind of depression setting in. We're seeing a lot of guys just tired of dealing with the WotC stuff and watching their investments drop. But I don't feel that all these areas have met the acceptance yet. They will. They'll get there. It's a matter of time when acceptance will happen. And once that acceptance happens, that's when the market can rebuild. That's when you can get that traction where, as a whole, the market has decided, yep, we've accepted where we're at. We've accepted the outcome of this. We can now buy things, sell things, and start moving. And that's the biggest thing, guys, that I'm starting to see more of right now is that buying and selling. Yes, it's not that huge dollar amounts that we were seeing, last year or even 6 months ago. This is more of what I would say normalcy when it comes to this market. And this is actually what we really want to see happen in the market, guys. We want these 5 stages to happen. We want to see this normalcy come back. And as we see that happening, the market will stabilize. So in my opinion, from what I'm seeing currently right now in the Pokemon market, I'm seeing some very nice stabilization. The acceptance stage has happened for a lot of people. Even the channels that were holding out have now gone to it. And once this has happened, now we can start working together to rebuild and start moving this market. Go buy that, be very selective. I'm never going to tell you to go spend money above your means. I know that outside macro markets are really dictating how much you can spend. But it doesn't hurt that if you've been watching a slab, watch it. Try and get that slab now or get that product now when it's a little bit lower. Now is an opportunity to sit there and hunt. And we used to do a lot of hunting back in the day, and we're going to continue to do hunting. You hunt for that one product, that great product, that one item that you've been holding out for that may have now become affordable again. It wasn't affordable before, and now it is. So that's what we really wanted to get to in this market, and now we're seeing it. So guys, now is a time when you should really be starting to look at these products and really starting to pinpoint for your collections and for your investments. I mean, there's some really good investment opportunities out there right now, and maybe I'll do a video maybe on Monday for that, where we'll discuss some of the new investment opportunities that are out there that I'm seeing. there may be some good things to be looking at here in the near future. But as of right now, guys, the market is really stabilized. The Pokemon market is doing well, I think. We're seeing a lot of stuff really hit their bottom and kind of flatten out. And I think that the overall sales are actually staying pretty evenly right now. The last couple months, I've seen pretty even sales across the board with pretty even money spent, which is great. Once again, it goes back to when I was doing PokePrice.com. You can get that analytics tool and definitely use that to really check out how to really see what the market's doing. It's a great opportunity to go out and check that analytics tool over there in PokePrice. So it really does show the last 2 months now we've seen stabilization in those sales, which is great. To me, market's starting to stabilize. Everything's coming together. So yes, the Pokemon market, in my opinion, has stabilized. Now you can start looking for that item that you've been maybe holding out for the last 2 years. It may have just come into your price range. And guys, use that, make an offer tab. Talk to these individuals if you see them on Craigslist. If you're at your LGS, talk to them and see if you can maybe get that just a little bit lower. There's great opportunities. So once again, guys, hopefully this brings you some good information. Hopefully this brings you a little bit more peace of mind for the people who have held on this long, that we are seeing a little bit of a flat or a nice spot to plateau and have a really good, nice time to be able to purchase things and have this market stabilize to where we can go somewhere. Now we may be waiting for our overall macro economy to improve in order for things to move forward. But other than that, guys, if I did bring you some good information, as always, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, hit that like button, guys. We can get 85 likes on this video. It's greatly appreciated. Helps out a ton. And of course, it's free for you. If you do like this content, as always, I'll put up these 2 videos for you up over here for your enjoyment afterwards. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.